Good morning, everyone. How's it going? Aaron here, checking in with you on day 730. 730 days. Jeez, what does that equal? That's 2 years. I haven't talked too much about it on this channel. I did a little bit. 730 days ago, I made the best decision of my life. I got sober. I have not touched alcohol in 2 years today. That for me is absolutely huge. It hasn't always been easy. It hasn't been super difficult as far as I'm concerned. Like, I did it. I think my first year was a lot worse. There was times this year where it was, what's one drink gonna do? Is it gonna make that much of a difference? And then I think back to where I was and how bad it was. Drinking a case of beer every night. Every single night. The money wasted. The time wasted. The time is the biggest thing. Money comes and goes. We know that. I feel like I'm going to turn into fucking Dominic Toretto here now. Money comes and goes, but family lasts forever. You never had me. You never had your car. That was a terrible Dominic Toretto Vin Diesel impression. I don't give a fuck. But that's the point. All the time that I lost drinking, thinking that I was doing better, thinking that I was having fun, was really me trying to escape my problems. Oddly enough, problems financially, emotionally, and physically. And I will throw mentally in there too. Mentally and emotionally, to me, kind of go hand in hand. Financially, we weren't doing good. And, I wanted to blame it on everything else, not getting, the jobs I applied for and all that kind of shit. In reality, a big part of it was, I wasn't smart with my money because I was spending, $20 to $40 every single day on beer. The beer I drank was $2 a can, Tall Boys, 5.5% alcohol. I always had 10 in the fridge for when I got home, and I would always pick up 10 at least every single day. And sometimes I'd go through those or half of them, and I'd go and buy more. Part of that was to cover up, again, some of the physical pain that I had. I had spinal surgery, I'm going to say 9 years ago now. That was really rough because I had Lindy there for support. Nobody else cared. Friends didn't care. Family didn't care. Kids were too young to understand. Couldn't work. So I drank. I was off for 3 months because I was healing, and I drank. Long before that I was drinking, but that's, it got really, really bad around that time. Emotionally, I wasn't in a good spot. I wasn't happy with myself. I was happy with my kids, happy with my wife. She's my best friend. She's been super supportive. She's been there every step of the way. And she dealt with it. I was a mess, and she was there, and she stuck around and helped pull me out of that rut, which is hard to do. I said, physically I was in pain all the time. So between painkillers, because I was on morphine for a while, and when I ran out of my prescription, I found a way to get more. Smoked a lot of weed, whatever. Weed's weed as far as I'm concerned. That's not a huge thing to me, unless you're doing it like you're a chronic smoker and you can't do anything without being fucking stoned. It's a little different. Some people use it for anxiety, all kinds of stuff. I get that. So, like I said, weed's weed. But couple those two things in with being just smashed all the time. I was just fucking mangled all the time. There was a couple times. Once I pissed the bed once. I literally pissed the couch. Passed out and fucking wake up and I'm like, oh, I just pissed myself. It was bad, guys. So 2 years ago I got COVID and decided to change all of that. I was one of those, even when I was sick, I was fucking drinking. Didn't matter. I always thought it would help. Not realizing as much about the human body as I do now, or not caring. I'd rather be fucked up. So I got COVID. I slept for 3 days. At that point, I had I was pretty much 275 pounds. I slept for 3 days. I lost 15 pounds in 3 fucking days, and I essentially got sober. That was the start of it. That was the start of the detox. So I went 3 days without drinking, and then I was like, one more day. One more day, and then I'll do it again tomorrow. And then I did, and then I did it again the next day, and the next day. And then I found DDP yoga. Well, I was already doing DDP yoga. Actually, at the time, I was getting drunk while fucking doing DDP yoga. My balance is great, by the way. And a big part of that is because I was doing it drunk. But then I had to relearn how to do it. I joined the Positively Unstoppable Challenge for 2022 and ended up being one of 11 champions out of 3,000, 4,000 applicants. Ended up, I lost 50 pounds in the 6-month span. And it was a phenomenal transformation to get into that. In the midst of that, I got into weight training. Forgot how much I missed it, and that became my new outlet, as opposed to picking up the bottle or the can. I started reaching for pre-workout. Sorry, I'm on my way to the gym. I'm only about 10 minutes away, so I got to finish my pre-workout, which is also my protein shake, my creatine mixed in with it. So it was quite the transition. Ended up, winning that contest, becoming a certified yoga instructor. Took it a step further, became a certified personal trainer. Then got into corrective exercise, and am really playing with the idea of going back to school. Unfortunately, I just can't afford to do it. Grants and loans and shit this year are few and far between for stuff like that. Not to say that I'm not still looking at it, but I had to put it on the back burner for a bit. Got into bodybuilding because I realized, I'm going to the gym, 5 or 6 days a week, sometimes twice a day. Why not utilize it? I went to a show again, saw a bunch of these people, and realized I'm easily big enough to do it. I know I've got discipline because I've been working on my discipline, and I started going. So now it's about 15 weeks out from my first show, and doing it sober, which is going to be a lot easier. It's crazy to think about that. especially since I know one of the tactics backstage to keep that leanness is to have some red wine because it acts as a natural diuretic. So I'll have to research into that. But it's crazy, you know, again, going back and thinking 2 years ago, the only time I was sober was when I was at work or driving to work. And even then, I'd wake up, I was hungover, I was still drunk, you know, going to work. And as soon as I'd leave, I'd pick up more. I had a half-hour drive, and I'd drink. And then I'd drink all night. Now, I get to go home. I spend time with my wife. I go for walks. I exercise. I do stuff like this. You know, I get to do my vlogs. I'm going to be starting a podcast soon. It's all pretty exciting to me. In another week, I'm going to be 40. And to realize I've still got the rest of my life ahead of me. You know, another good 40 years. 40 fucking years is a long time, guys. And like, you don't think about that. That's a long fucking time. You know, I'm literally middle-aged. If I make it to 80, I'm fucking halfway there. And to see where I am right now and what I've accomplished just in the last 2 years. I hit every single goal that I set out to hit in the last 2 years. And I'm financially much better. That's going to change next year because my son's going to university and my ex-wife's going to take me for a shit ton of money again that I don't have because I'm already paying her a shit ton of money. Yeah, that's an interesting conversation too. But I'm used to that. I'm old poor. But to realize how much worse I would be if I was still drinking. And where I'd be today, I probably wouldn't be here. I'd probably be dead. I would have probably killed somebody by now because I was drinking and driving constantly. Again, I had drugs in there too. Like, it was not pretty. And now, here I am at 6 o'clock in the morning, just about at the gym, getting ready to, you know, get a crazy pump on, go to work for 8 hours, come home, eat, work out again, relax, get up, go to work tomorrow. Like, that's pretty much how she's been going lately. Not waking up hungover, feeling like shit, feeling the regret of anything that I might have said or done. I'm truly happy now, guys. Even if it doesn't seem like it. 6 o'clock in the fucking morning, I'm tired. Caffeine hasn't kicked in yet. Alright, guys. If you hung in this long, thank you very much. Thank you for your continued love and support. I'm gonna keep putting the content out there because eventually it's just gonna reach the one person that it needs to reach. And that's all I'm doing this for. I'm not doing this for fame and fortune and fucking glory. I'm doing this to help that one person that needed to hear this today. 730 days, 2 fucking years. If I can do it, you can do it. All right, guys, you know the drill. Own your lives, get after it. Cheers.